in October 1973, I was a young reserve soldier, finding myself all of a sudden in the midst of a terrible war. We set out in a company with 11 tanks and ended with only 3. There, in the Sinai Sands, I lost some of my very best friends. I came out of this war beaten and battered, an angry, an embittered, cynical and furious young man. I was determined to cut myself off from any sort of involvement, political, social or anything else.
My name is Riyad Faraj. I'm a refugee of 1948. That year my family came to Dahesh refugee camp near Bethlehem in the occupied territories. I'm 36 years old and I have spent all of my life in this camp. We are living in devastation and depression, with no means of earning a living and having a decent life. When I was a child, I saw people's fathers or brothers beaten up. We were humiliated in our own homes. There was no educational atmosphere, and all of that generated the desire within us to improve our condition. There was no method we could think of to do this through dialogue. The only way was to fight. So we got involved in political parties, my brother and I, like Fatah, or the Popular Front. But we are all involved in the same direction. We all wanted our land, Palestine, and we all involved in the same direction, and we wanted some rest. It is our right to live in a better place than a refugee camp, to live like those who live in the heart of Tel Aviv, to see the sea. Those are simple dreams. We faced a lot of trouble because of those ambitions. We were arrested often, taken through investigation, even shot. I was first arrested when I was 14. My parents were detained, my sister was taken to prison. The first uprising, the Intifada, that started in 1987, and we spent that period in and out of jail.
On the first day of the school year, a few days before Yom Kippur, our daughter Smudder and her friends went to Ben Yehuda Street in Jerusalem to buy books for the new school year. There, on a Thursday, 3 in the afternoon, they met their deaths. Killed by 2 Palestinian suicide bombers who murdered 5 people that day, among them 3 young girls aged 14. It was the beginning of a long night, cold and dark. At first, in the depths of your heart, you hope that the terrible finger won't point at you this time. You find yourself running crazily through the streets, going from one police station to the next, one hospital to the next, and eventually, much later in that long, accursed night, you find yourself in the morgue, and this terrible finger is right between your eyes, and you see a sight that you will never, ever be able to blot out.
It happened during the invasion of the Bethlehem church, when no one was allowed outside their homes. My father went out to get some groceries. My brothers and I were playing cards at home. I was facing the TV and suddenly I read my father's name up on the screen. That he had been killed. I'm telling you this now, but I still don't believe it. My father was carrying a pack of bread and milk with him. He wasn't armed and he was shot 36 times. If they only wanted to scare him because he was breaking the curfew, he would have been shot with 1 bullet, but 36? So there's no way that could have been a mistake. We couldn't even identify his body. It was ripped apart. It was only because of his ID that we knew it was him.
And really, there are only 2 options to choose from after that. Only one of 2 paths to tread. The first is the obvious one, the automatic, and the immediate. When someone murders your 14-year-old little daughter, the one and only thing you have in your head is unlimited anger and an urge for revenge that is stronger than death. Then you begin to ask yourself penetrating questions. If I kill someone in revenge, will that bring my baby back to me? And if I cause someone pain, will that ease my own pain? And the answer is absolutely no. Then, during a long, slow, difficult and painful process, you gradually reach the other road, and you try to understand what occurred here. What can drive someone to such anger and despair as to be willing to blow himself up together with little girls? And most important, what can you personally do to prevent this intolerable suffering from happening to others?